The book review of the day is The War of Art. I love this book. I return to this book all the time. I've actually finished this book, and I've read the introduction of this book, which are things that I don't always do with a book. This book is about the breakthrough, the blocks, and when you're breakthrough the blocks and when your inner creative battles. This book is about creative battles, but creativity even in the form of like business. So this is the list of everything that this book is going to help you what when you're trying to achieve something, all of these things that this book will help you achieve. The pursuit of any calling in writing, painting, music, film, dance, or any creative art, however marginal or unconventional. The launching of any entrepreneurial venture or enterprise for profit or otherwise. Any diet or health regime, any program or spiritual advancement, any activity whose aim is tighter abdominals, any course or program designed to overcome a wholesome habit or addiction, education of every kind, any act, political, moral, or ethical courage, including the decision to change for the better some unworthy pattern of thought or conduct in ourselves, the undertaking of any enterprise or endeavor whose aim is to help others, any act that entails commitment of the heart, the decision to get married, to have a child, to weather a rocky patch in relationship, the taking of any principled stand in the face of adversity. In other words, any act that rejects immediate gratification in favor of long-term growth, health, or integrity, or expressed another way, any act that derives from our higher nature instead of our lower. Any of these will elicit resistance. Now, what are the characteristics of resistance? I love this book because the start of the book, he references Hitler's art degree. And I love the quote that it says, "It was easier for Hitler to start World War II than it was for him to face a blank square of a canvas." And I think everybody in your life, whether it's a project, whether it's, like I just read the list, whether it's a business, you're going to have a resistance that says, I don't want to do that. That's embarrassing. And he goes through all the reasons that how resistance expresses yourself and how you need to choose to do what your calling is. And I love that. It's the sort of book that you read once a day, I think, instead of all at once, because the nuggets are so good that you should be dwelling on it all day and then act on it. So it's like inspiring, and then you should do that thing that you're supposed to be doing instead of that thing that you've been postponing. Every chapter, like you could even just read the title and get something from it. Resistance and trouble. We get ourselves into trouble because it's a cheap way to get attention. Trouble is a faux form of fame. It's easier to get busted in the bedroom than it is for you to write your dissertation. I just love that. I'm like, oh, that is so true. It is so, so, so true. It's broken up into 3 parts, talking about like what the resistance is. And then the second part is, I can't find the second part. Okay, it's the third part. Book 2 is combating the resistance. So things I guess you do to, like, it's like, oh, this one was good. Professionals versus amateurs. Like, you get up and do the work. That's what makes you a professional, because an amateur doesn't do the work. He gets lucky. And I'm like, oh, it's just, there's so many things in here that I think are so encouraging and a reminder that we all face the same things. And the third part is the higher realm. So like when genius strikes you. Oftentimes when you read a book, you can tell that the author is padding they're padding the book with nonsense so that they can have 60 pages. I don't feel that. I really love a book that you can finish to the end and you're like, every chapter was worth reading. Every chapter was not just so that I could have a slightly larger book. I love that, especially when there's like drawings in it, like The Freaking Alchemist. It's like, okay, you literally, this could have been a 5-page book. And I thought of The Alchemist because I read that last, and I did my review on that last while I was rereading this. That I was just like, yeah, this is exactly the point. You don't need to do an allegory for something that you can just say. Like the alchemist is like, let's be like pretend spiritual about a pretend journey and all the things that stop you from accomplishing what you're supposed to do. Like, just tell me. Just like, this is way more effective in telling me this is how you are ignoring your destiny and doing other things, and this is all the ways that you can get distracted. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I highly recommend it. It's encouraging every single time. I would break it into chunks and read a chapter every day so that you can act on those things. It's also really helpful if you know what you're trying to achieve. So it's like, don't sit down and like read this book thinking that you're gonna know what you want to do with the rest of your life after you've read this book. It's more like, if you know you want to do something. So I would think of that and then to pick this up and be like, okay, this is going to help me achieve this very specific goal, and I'm going to read this book in hopes and hope that it will give me the strength, or that I will apply the things that I've learned. I just think everything in here is just so good. Like, again, the amateur versus the professional is just, it's so freaking true. And like, we can get, or just like when you're looking at other people and when people notice that you're not paying attention to them, like how people respond when you're pursuing your calling, and even just seeing other people, and like just like telling you to just, hey, put your head down, because there's a difference between an amateur and a professional, and you know that. It's one thing, this is page 54. The chapter is resistance and rationalization. It's part of our psyche that actually believes what rationalization tells us. It's one thing to lie to ourselves. It's another thing to believe it. It's so true. Like, we rationalize our fears away so that we say that the reason we're not doing something is a rational reason. Resistance presents us with a series of plausible, rational justifications why we shouldn't do our work. It is so true. Even making this video, I was like, I should probably work out first because then my mind will be clear. I should probably do the dishes because I don't want to do them later. I should probably, do this, and I'll probably do that before I just make the stinking video that I need to make today. So I highly recommend it. It's an easy read. It's something you pick up every day and will encourage you. And I think it's applicable for everything in life, as I've read the list at the very beginning. The War of Art. There's a like and follow. I always have to say that because I forget to say it. Like and follow. And if you're interested in the book, you can support me by buying it with my Amazon link in the bio as well. Have a good day, guys.